All right. Well, everybody, thank you so much for joining us today. We have a very, very special guest, someone that I love very much as part of the things that I've done in the past and in real estate software. There is none other than Kendyl Young with us that I think so highly of, and I think you guys will learn once you hear some of the things that she has to share. Why I love just being able to discuss things with her. So, first off, just some quick introductions for those that don't know me. My name is Mark Stepp. I am one of the co-founders here at Workflow Secrets. With me on the screen, Cody, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, hey everybody. My name's Cody Stepp. I'm the other co-founder over here at Workflow Secrets, the architect of SAM, and we've been working to bring real estate agents a software tool, agents and teams that helps build and create a stronger business.
Absolutely. So, for those that don't know Kendyl, I want to give you a little bit of time just to kind of give a little bit of your background, who you are, what you've done in real estate, how long you've been in. Just give us some details that maybe people that don't necessarily know you might find intriguing.
Well, if you're listening, if you're on this podcast or you're listening after the fact, you are someone who's interested in growing your business. Maybe you're a brand new agent and you have no flipping idea how to make your first sale. Or maybe you are someone who is looking to grow and expand your business, or you're my favorite, someone who has had a considerable amount of success, but the wheels are falling off the bus. You aren't sleeping, you don't have a life, and your kids are saying, "Where are you? I don't see you anymore," right? You're the people that have my heart because that's where I was. A little bit of background. I started doing real estate at the dawn of time. No, that's not kidding. um, I've been doing real estate for nearly 40 years. That's four with a four. And on top of that, I am a second generation real estate agent who observed my mother getting her business off the ground in the early 70s. And then I moved away to Northern California, hated corporate life. I'm not good employee material. Neither are most of you, I would guess. I'm not good employee material. Decided, hey, mom was a real estate agent. Maybe I should give it a whirl. And I started my business far away from her. On the other end of the state in Northern California. So I had to figure it out all on my own, just like most of you. And then I moved down to California, to Los Angeles, where my mother was, where people patted me on the head and say, "Aren't you cute? You're going to learn at the feet of your mother." And I'm like, dude, I sold 30 homes last year. How many did you sell? That's beside the point. When I started, fax machines were not yet a thing. We did our MLS in books and on a thermal paper TTY terminal that had the ripping rate of 300 baud. Like, that was a big deal.
That was a big
Um,
deal, and then it went to 1200. But
yeah, the 300 baud was like, I did the dial.
Bong.
Yeah, exactly. So that's kind of where I started, and I learned how to do business by talking to people who didn't necessarily know me because I didn't know anybody in the Bay Area, actually. So talking to people that didn't know me, establishing credibility, developing relationships, and earning their trust so that I could help them buy and sell homes, mostly buy in the beginning, like most of us, and then eventually earning my right to be a listing agent. So I'm super old school. I don't use AI. I'm allergic to lead generation. I don't like talking to strangers. Uh, I have the memory of a desert mouse, and I suck at birthday cards. So those are all my qualifications. On the other hand, I've sold, like, I don't know, maybe I haven't counted them past 2000, but I'm
You
guessing like,
told
I
me
don't know,
about it.
20, 25, 2600 homes maybe. And none of them REO, none of them relocation, none of them corporate. That is 2,500 or however many, one family at a time. Yeah.
Building those relationships one family at a time. And that was one of the things that was impressive to me. It was just, I know a lot of agents, and I've helped a lot of agents set up systems and do different things. And um, it it amazes me at some of the agents even stay in business. I mean, they how in the world can they sell one house and do anything? And then there's other agents that sell hundreds or thousands of homes, and they're just at wit's end because they don't have the systems in place to do what they really need to do, and they've got staff out the ear. But so um you've also spoke on stages and stuff. Tell me some of the
Lots.
tell me some of the people that you've shared information with.
Well, my speaking career started with a verbal showdown with Brad Inman, where we were exchanging all kinds of stuff via text. And then he said, "Meet me on main stage." And I said, "Fine." And he said, "Fine." And that's how Inman started for me. Uh, Arguing with Brad, which arguably still happens today. Um, so I did a lot of stuff on the Inman stage that led to a lot of stuff for the California Association of Realtors, a few associations within California, um, Genuine Hustle, which is a very small scale. I've spoken to the entrepreneur class at USC. I've actually done a lecture on social media marketing at UCLA. Uh, I've
Lots and
spoken for
lots
my
of.
city. I don't know, stuff.
Yeah,
I
well,
like
the reason
talking.
why I asked that is just like, so many times you get somebody on and you're interviewing them or you're talking to them and they don't have any qualifications whatsoever. And I just, I want people to understand that you've been around, you've helped a lot of
See
people.
the gray hair? See the gray hair?
Yeah,
I've
well,
got the
I've
gray
got
hair.
that too.
Yeah.
Um, we didn't have that whenever you and I we went
No.
for an Inman thing in New York.
Yeah. Yeah. I was trying to be a booth babe.
Yeah, well, that we didn't have gray hairs back then.
No, we didn't.
But so everyone, just for context, I have known Kendyl for a lot of years now. Kendyl, like I said, is just high in my book of agents that if you want to learn something from somebody, Kendyl's definitely one that I would want to learn from. What was so impressive was one night, and it was late, but I guess it was late because I'm in Missouri, she's in California, and it was an appropriate time for her. But we had set up a meeting. She goes, Mark, I got to show you this. I've got to show you what I've put together. And she had
Oh,
taken,
that day.
yeah, she had
But like,
taken at the time the software that we had designed and stuff. She was just sharing all these things that she was doing with the software, and it's stuff that I had put into, really thinking about how do you build workflows and how do you build automation, and I'd put together this book of how-to stuff. And evidently she just went through and picked it apart one thing at a time, figuring out how it worked. And I was just so impressed with what she had built, taking what I had wanted people to build, and she actually did it. So, and I should have gotten the little diagram thing that you had showed about all the different things for the listing.
oh yeah, yeah, yeah. Flow chart. It was a flow chart.
Yeah, the whole process of flowing out what you do as part of your business and making sure that everything is done properly, things aren't left hanging, and that you just don't let things fall through the cracks. And that was one terminology that you have used repeatedly, is I don't like things falling through the cracks. So the whole idea of workflows and stuff was what I have concentrated on for myself. I've been doing this for 3 decades, not quite as long as you, but definitely it is something that I wanted to be able to have real estate agents, no matter whether they're brand new or they're seasoned, be able to take automations and do things. So long story short, now Cody and I are working on a brand new CRM. We have lots of new capabilities, lots of new features. And what I want to do in today's session here is just kind of look back at some of the things that you might consider doing if you were to set up. Now, I know you're no longer in real estate.
Well,
Yeah.
not really true. I'm no longer doing hand-to-hand combat.
Okay, so fair enough. But the knowledge, the vast knowledge that you have is something that I want to make sure that is presented here. And thinking about some different scenarios, I just want to kind of pick your brain. How would you do this? How would you do that? And then what we're going to do later in a session, we're really not going to get into any kind of technicals or screenshots or anything like that. What we want to do is kind of break these up, and then we're going to have smaller segments of trainings later about Kendyl said this is what she would do, whatever. Here's how you do it in SAM.
So it'd be WWKD. Is that what we're talking
Exactly.
about? Okay. All right.
Exactly.
All right. Right on, right on. I want to see the bracelet later.
Well, we'll certainly do that. Now, as far as additional context, one of the things that I have taught for several years now is the whole idea of what I call the core strategies. There's 4 elements to the core strategies, and that's CORE, conversions. That's everything you do for, lead generation until you get a signed agreement. Operations, which is everything from the time you get that signed agreement all the way to closing day. And there's, listing, there's marketing, there's closing transaction stuff. There's a lot to operations. And then R for retention, that is post-closing, all the things that we do after the close, and hopefully bringing them back around to conversion again in a few years or through referrals and whatnot. And then E is kind of a special one, where it is the experience that you give your customers all through that. So CORE, the core strategies. The thing that I have really tried to also concentrate on is making sure that you balance those in a way where you're not spending all your time in lead generation in the conversion side and you're letting your operations fail, or you're not spending all your time in your operations and your conversions fail. You got to balance them out and keep it in, that way you're not having to deal with feast or famine like most real estate agents do. They'll spend all their time in one area forgetting about the other, and then they're in a hard situation later. Can you contest that? Is that accurate?
Nope, that's totally accurate. And I would say that most real estate agents just focus on one thing and they let everything else go to shit.
Yeah.
Oh, should I not say bad words? Sorry.
That's okay. We're
gonna
not
happen.
we're not
It's
syndicated.
me. It's me. Yeah.
Deal with it. So in that light, we're going to kind of cover. Now, I've given you a bunch of questions. Just
you did too many.
Too many. And what we're going to do is just kind of go through like CORE, maybe hit one or two of them in each section. But I really want to get deep, if you don't mind, on some of the things. So, if you were looking back on your time as being a new agent, and all the way
so many decades ago,
all the way to being a seasoned agent, what's some of the unconventional systems or processes that you might have set up day one that you wished you would have set up on day one that maybe would have helped you